Hey, I'm CJ, and this is the Aircross, an ATX case from Okinos that caught my eye for a few reasons. I've reviewed a few Okinos cases now, and they've all managed to deliver impressive design, solid build quality, and strong thermal performance without breaking the bank. The Aircross keeps that trend going with a bit of a twist. At first glance, it looks like a classed up take on one of the best airflow cases I've ever tested, the Lian Li Lancool 207. Same 360-degree mesh, same PSU-4 design with direct airflow to the GPU, but this one adds real walnut wood, reverse flow fans, better clearances, and still lands at just $90. So today, I'm putting it to the test. I'll break down the specs and features, share some hands-on build notes, and walk you through thermal and acoustic performance to help you decide if the Aircross should be the next enclosure for your build. Let's get into it.
It's the money.
As always, let's kick things off with the specs and features. The Aircross is a mid-tower ATX case measuring 468mm deep, 238mm wide, and 462mm tall. It supports up to standard ATX motherboards, including rear I/O designs like the Asus BTF and MSI's Project Zero, and has room for some seriously oversized components. CPU air coolers up to 180mm tall, graphics cards up to 400mm long, and power supplies up to 170mm. Cooling wise, it ships with 5 fans, 2 140mm front intake fans, 2 120mm reverse flow intake fans in the bottom, and a third 140mm fan in the accessory box that can be mounted in the rear for exhaust. The top is left open but supports up to 3 120 or 2 140mm fans. Radiator support includes up to a 360mm or 280mm top mounted unit and a 120mm radiator at the rear. For storage, there's a removable tray that holds one 3.5-inch hard drive and another tray for up to two 2.5-inch SSDs. The I/O panel is tucked neatly into the top right edge and includes a reset button, 2 USB 3.2 5GB Type A ports, a USB 3.2 Gen 2 10GB Type C port, and a combo headset jack. The large power button, which looks like media blasted aluminum but is actually plastic, is situated at the front of the case adjacent to the genuine walnut accent panel. Around back, you'll find 7 PCIe expansion slots, and behind the motherboard tray, there's about 33 to 37mm of cable routing space with a few Velcro straps and plenty of tie-down points to keep things clean. The case is constructed from about 0.8mm powder coated SECC steel, and all 4 outer panels, front, top, left, and right, can be removed tool free using ball stud fasteners. The left panel is solid 4mm tempered glass. The bottom left mesh panel is held in place with thumb screws and removes easily for PSU installation. Up front, the panel is a 2-piece design, a spring lock mesh inner panel for quick release for cleaning, and an outer ABS frame with the real walnut and aluminum accents that can be fully removed by pulling firmly from the bottom. Other features include a magnetic bottom dust filter, dual GPU support brackets with 2 mounting positions, grommeted cable pass-throughs, and a heavy-duty PSU extension cable for the front-mounted PSU layout. At the time of filming, the Aircross has an MSRP of $90 US, but I'll leave a link in the description so you can check the current prices. Given its size and solid construction, building in the Aircross didn't pose any challenges. Even with a full ATX board, there's generous space and well-placed pass-throughs on all sides, so cable access and connections are straightforward. With 140mm top fans installed, I could still reach the EPS power header, fan cables, and other connectors along the top edge of the motherboard without contortions. Top-mounted AIOs should be a non-issue for most setups. The case leaves ample clearance above the motherboard and mounts the AIO enough towards the left side panel In an edge case where your radiator and fans exceed 73 millimeters combined thickness, you could crowd tall RAM over 48 millimeters, but that's a niche configuration. The GPU support bracket in its first position sat just far enough back to catch my 325 millimeter long graphics card. Realistically, shorter cards won't need the support, though I'd love to see a third mounting position to better accommodate slightly shorter cards. I'm fine with the IO's top right placement, but if your tower lives on the right side of your desk, that distance might annoy you. I do appreciate the inclusion of a reset button. Many cases skip it now, but it's a bit large and could be bumped accidentally. No RGB here, which I personally prefer. Clean and understated fits the Aircross. Still, at the same price point, the Lancool 207 throws in RGB, and plenty of builders want that customization out of the box. This case swallowed my test system with room to spare in every direction. Cable management took about a minute. The included Velcro straps and a couple of zip ties were all it needed. The rubber grommets are a classy touch that keeps the forward inner cavity tidy. My quick take: the Aircross is an easy, low-stress build with thoughtful cable routing, flexible cooling support, and clean finishing touches. A third GPU brace position and a subtler reset button would be nice, but nothing here gets in the way of smooth assembly. With my full test system installed and 2 extra 140 millimeter fans added to the top running in front intake and rear exhaust configurations, it was time to see how the Aircross actually performs. To get a clear picture, I ran 3 20-minute gaming sessions with the system, both on an open air test bench and inside the case. The results were good. Inside the Aircross, CPU temps dropped by an average of 2.9 degrees compared to open air. VRM temps, on the other hand, ticked up slightly by about 1.1 degrees, which might seem backwards at first. Usually any airflow across the VRM heat sinks brings temps down, but in this case, the lower CPU temps allowed it to hit and hold max boost clocks more consistently, and that extra sustained power draw naturally put more load and more heat on the VRMs. GPU temps were basically a wash, holding steady at 32.6 versus 32.9 degrees delta T, statistically identical and right where they should be. Overall, these are exactly the kind of results you want to see. Anytime you enclose a system and your temps stay the same or actually improve, you know the case is doing its job. The Aircross pulls in fresh air where it matters, pushes hot air out cleanly, and avoids, for the most part, recirculation or hot spots. No thermal weirdness, no airflow dead zones, just solid, reliable cooling. On the noise front, under full gaming load using my standard fan curve, which caps case fans at 80%, the system hit about 53 decibels. That's not bad at all for a case with 7 fans spinning, and considering the thermal headroom, there's plenty of room to ease up on those fan speeds if you want a quieter profile, and you won't lose much in the way of performance. However, more noise-conscious builders will likely want to swap out the case fans for more premium, quieter ones. So yeah, no surprises here, just strong balanced airflow and quiet enough acoustics that leave you some room to fine-tune things to your preference. So, what's the verdict on the Okinos Aircross? Well, when you look at it purely from a functional standpoint, this case delivers. The airflow is excellent, thermal performance is right where it should be, even better than open air in some instances, and it does all that while staying relatively quiet. The build quality is solid, the materials feel premium for the price, and building in it was a breeze. It's one of those rare cases where everything just fits the way it's supposed to, and the little details like the rubber grommets, toolless panels, and dual GPU support brackets add a lot to the overall experience. Now, it's obvious that the Aircross takes a heavy dose of inspiration from the Lian Li Lancool 207, specifically the layout that pushes the PSU to the front and opens up the lower chamber for unobstructed GPU airflow via dual intake fans. That layout was a bold and generally clever design choice when Lian Li introduced it, and honestly, it reshaped how airflow-focused cases could be built. It's the kind of change that probably can't be patented, but if it could, I imagine Lian Li would have tried. That said, Okinos didn't just copy the blueprint, they refined it. One of the biggest complaints about the Lancool 207 was how tight things could get, especially around the PSU, cable routing, and clearance for larger hardware. Okinos seems to have taken those criticisms into account. The Aircross opened things up a bit more, supports larger components, offers better cable management space, and is noticeably less finicky with PSU installation. So yeah, it's a follow-up design, but in some key areas, it's arguably an improvement. And that brings us to the broader point. Just like in other industries, the PC case world has its innovators, companies like Lian Li, Inwin, and Fractal Design, and it has its followers. Okinos is definitely in the second group. They take proven designs and put their own spin on them. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's obvious. Personally, I'm okay with that. In fact, I think it's healthy to some point. It keeps pressure on the innovators to keep pushing boundaries, and it brings good design to more people at sometimes more accessible prices. And that's really where the Aircross shines. For $90, you're getting great airflow, strong build quality, and an easy build experience, and a clean, slightly more sophisticated, but still minimalist look. If performance and value are your top priority, this case checks all the right boxes. But if you're someone who values originality above all else and wants to support the company that pioneered the design, well, the Lancool 207 is still a fantastic option too. Either way, you've got good choices. If you got anything out of this video, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps out. If you want to learn more about the Lancool 207 or take a closer look at the open air test bench I use for all my thermal testing, check out this video right here. Or if you're deep in PC case research mode, you can find my full case review playlist right over here. And if you want to catch all my sponsor-free, ad-free reviews the moment they drop, be sure to get subscribed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.